Tracks Talk. Breaking down Disciple songs every month. A Rebel Society exclusive. Prepare for impact.
What's up, Rebel Society? It's Josiah, your host, here with another edition of Tracks Talk. It's the first time that I've known the name of the show, actually. If you've been following along, you understand my predicament. But you know what it is. Now I know what it is. Tracks Talk. Josiah Prince going through Disciple sessions and showing you what up behind the scenes. It's a fun time. So today we're looking at a song called God Is With Us. God Is With Us from our record Long Live the Rebels. It's one of our favorite songs from the album. It's really fun to play live. It always goes really well. We did an acoustic version with a video. It was also released at radio and did pretty good on the CHR, which is a more contemporary radio format, which most of our songs don't do that well on. But this song is cool. Aaron Sprinkle produced it, and me and Kevin wrote it. Well, I'll kind of show you what happened. Basically, here is the demo of the song, and I think you'll be very interested to hear the verse, because the verse sounds totally different than what you're used to. And what happened is we got in the studio, and we weren't in love with it, and we thought it could be better, more upbeat, and a little more just powerful. Check out what we had. So this is still the intro of the song. It was double length in the demo. Verse 1's coming up right now. So it's the same lyrics as the final version. Different melody. So we had a pre-chorus there that was a totally different section. Again, new chords and new lyrics. But at the end of the day, we just decided that it wasn't necessary. There was a second pre-chorus as well with also different lyrics. If you can look here, this is the rough mix of the song from Aaron's studio in blue, and then this is the demo in green. So they start at the same point, and then you'll see that the demo version originally went about 20 seconds longer because of those extra sections. Other than that, it's mostly the same. And what happened was we got in the studio and we were trying to figure out how to make that verse a little more upbeat. So if you come to the bottom here, we got some acoustic guitars. Aaron grabbed an acoustic and started playing this. And we thought it had a great just momentum to it. A wicked place. I remember all of us were sitting in the room, all four of us in the band with Aaron, trying to figure out a melody for that. And everyone kind of had something to do with where it actually ended up. And I think we finally landed on that where as, kind of being the hook of that verse. But we kind of, we're going for like an Oasis feel. If you know the band Oasis. Day is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. But by now you should have somehow realized what you're gonna do. Wonderwall. So that was kind of what we were talking about while he played that. So it's kind of a ripoff of that. Speaking of acoustics, while we're here, there's also a cool track. It's a Nashville acoustic, which means it's a special treatment of an acoustic guitar where you take, essentially, if you know what a 12-string guitar is, it's a 12-string guitar, which is twice as many as a normal guitar. And it's basically, so a Nashville-tuned guitar takes just the high strings from a 12-string and this is what it sounds like when you play normal chords on it. So it sounds really pretty and chimey, so you blend that in with the regular acoustics, and it's almost like a mandolin kind of texture. It's really pretty. So that was a cool thing to the track. One interesting thing about this song, arrangement-wise, is that it probably has, for being like it's not a big rock song, but it's still, it still kind of jams, and what you see here in the teal, this is all the electric guitar that there is. And if you see most of our sessions, there's a lot more electric guitar than this normally. You could see there's just not many pieces here. You got the main, and what's even funnier is the main guitar, electric-wise, is this delay lead guitar. And then that sound goes through the whole song. So it's not even a big rhythm guitar. We have big rhythms in the choruses that sound like, this. Just big, power chords, just hitting onto each chord. But they're pretty buried in the final mix. You can't even really hear them under everything. But that's the part that Andrew would play live, is that low power chord. Live it needs to be more rock feeling anyway. But yeah, other than that, you just have the leads in verse 2. And then I did a solo at the end. So despite there being, a lot of stuff happening in this song, there's not a lot guitar-wise going on. We got a lot of vocals, a lot of percussion. Aaron made this cool beat that goes through pretty much the whole song. And that's just kind of sitting under everything. You don't really notice it, but... Because, of course, there's real drums, too. We'll get to that in a minute. There's, shakers and tambourine in the choruses, and a clap. Just providing some subdivision. Then there's a lot of cool stuff in this song. So this was the only song on the record that we did this way, but Aaron thought it would be a good song for us to track the cymbals separate from the rest of the kit. So basically what happens there is Joey, when it was drum tracking day, he played several takes, of the entire song with just the drums themselves, kick, snare, toms, and hi-hat. So he played the song like that, and you could see here that, hold on. These guys are the only actual tom hits on that take. There's one right before chorus 2, just in the middle of that fill, and then there's one here building into the final chorus. And that actually wasn't even performed with the rest of the kit. So he played most of the kit. Check it out. So this is the chorus of the song, but it's very dry. Kick, snare. Because then he went back and played all the overhead stuff. Just riding that ride cymbal. And what that does is it lets the mix person kind of treat them separate, EQ them with a little more isolation, different compression. It's just, it basically cleans up the drums a lot, which on a song like this we thought would be nice. And it was a very easy song for Joey to play, so it was easy for him to separate those elements. Then Aaron had him go back and track all these toms that just kind of chug through all the choruses. So that's one take, and then he did a harder take, or a little bit more subdivided. So you got all these, and then all these lines of mic'd toms. And so that, again, gives the mix guy a lot to work with to make the energy of that chorus feel so big. A lot of movement. You could hear a lot of just drumming. We wanted it to be a very just drum-heavy song, and for that rhythm to really come through the entire time. And you can really hear it at the end, when everything breaks down. Got all the toms, overheads, the kit, shakers, and all that. So really, the percussion on this song is it's probably our most detailed, just when it comes to all the layers and how it was mixed. And vocally speaking, our friend Dane, who you've heard on the song Erase, and who you're going to hear a lot on our new album, he came in and helped us with some parts here. So in the intro of the song, we've got these gang vocals. So that's Dane. He's layered in there with Kevin just to give an extra texture. And then at the bridge, he sings a super high harmony right here. He's so good. In the mix, it sounds like this. So that was really cool to have him on that part of the song. There's also some strings that I don't think most people would notice, but we did program some strings in the chorus, and they didn't end up being very hot in the final mix, but I love them.
Their words cannot stand against us, for God is with us. God is with us.
Yeah, I love those strings. And it's kind of funny, actually, if you put in the piano tracks, which we have those separated as well. We have just the big low piano chords separate right here.
God is with us. God is with us.
And then we have the high piano part.
Their words cannot stand against us, for God is with us.
And again, that just gives the mix guy an easier time to like separate them, EQ them differently. But I feel like there's so many cool elements that aren't in the forefront of the mix of this song that you could almost do an alternate mix that includes that Nashville acoustic turned up, and then the strings and the keyboard, and you could have something that sounds like this almost. Let's see.
Their words cannot stand against us, for God is with us. God is with us. Their words cannot stand against us, for God is with us. God is with us.
So yeah, I feel like that has such a different mood, but it feels really cool. So maybe I'll work on putting together something like that eventually. Maybe just for Rebel Society members. That'd be fun. Other than that, like I said, the song came a long way. The original demo title was You can see it right here. It was called Against Us before we eventually made the correct decision to call it God Is With Us. When I first made the demo, I was thinking, oh, Against Us sounds more like ambiguous and artsy, but that does not always equate to, a good decision. The last thing that we added to the song actually was the big halftime bridge, the God is with us. That was an idea of Kevin's. Check out the demo.
Through the flood and flames, we'll never give up. For God is with us.
And then it grows.
We won't be afraid. Through the flood and flames, we'll never give up.
So it's like an in-between, and then it goes one higher.
We won't be afraid. Through the flood and flames, we'll never give up. For God is with us. He's with us, yeah, never.
So it never went to that big soaring, open moment. And as we were already tracking the song, I think Kevin had the idea to go back and drop this section in.
God is with us. God is with us. God is with us. God is with us. We won't be afraid. He's with us, yeah. Their words cannot stand.
So really that just brings a whole new emotion and openness and soaring kind of, it just makes a moment out of something that really wasn't before. And Kevin's really good at finding those kind of spots in our songs and making them better. And so that was really cool to see that happen just in the studio as we were recording the song. And now it's an epic moment live. And so anyway, a little fun fact, we were trying to get Michael Tate to sing on this song, like a guest vocal, and it just didn't line up with the timing for when he was available. So, but yeah, it was a super fun song to record. It goes over awesome live, and it's been just a cool song for us, and hopefully for y'all too. But if you have any questions or something I didn't cover, or even just comments or feedback, love to hear about it on the Rebel Society Facebook page. Please go there and interact. That's what it's there for. So give us your thoughts and let us know what song you'd like to hear about on Tracks Talk. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.